Good evening, Aquarius. Hi, welcome to LettiSpeaks. Thank you for stopping by. Today we're going to take a look at the energies around you, a situation that you might be dealing with right now, past, present, future. Taking a look at the challenge around the situation and the outcome. And then we're going to go ahead and ask for any additional information with the Oracle deck. And so let's jump in, Aquarius. Welcome. My name is Letty. For those of you that are new to my page, if you're returning, welcome back, Aquarius. How are you? If you are new and you like the energy, feel free to like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit the bell, right? If you hit the bell, it'll notify you when new content is posted, when I go live, right? When new videos come out. And so you are more than welcome to do that if you feel led, okay, Aquarius? Let's go ahead and get started. So for past energies for Aquarius, where are we at, Spirit, with Aquarius? With Aquarius. Woo. Okay. And the present situation for Aquarius. Present energies, rather. And future energies for Aquarius. Ooh. Future energies for Aquarius. Okay. And then what is the challenge for Aquarius? What is the challenge? And the outcome for Aquarius? What is the outcome for Aquarius? The outcome for Aquarius. We have the Hanged Man. And so for past energies, we have the Strength card. So I feel like there could have been something that you had to work through, like you really had to put your, your work clothes on. I feel like this was something that you had to kind of work your way through. It wasn't an overnight process. This probably was something that took a minute. You were at it for a minute. The Strength card does afford great benefits, when you're done with the lessons that the Strength card brings. Many times you are operating at a higher level. You're not normal, doing stuff that normal people do. You get to actually benefit from the work that you put in, I'm hearing. And so there's something in the past, Aquarius, that you kind of had to dig your heels in and stick in there and work that out and stay on it until it was worked out. It could talk about cycles that you were learning, and you had to kind of just go through until you got the lesson, until you got the message, until you got it, In the present, you are in Seven of Swords energy. So you could be a little bit conflicted. It doesn't have to mean it's your energy. This could be the energy around you. Seven of Swords talks about futility. There's a level of distrust, either from you or someone around you, possibly towards someone around you. But there's like a level of needing to be on guard and watch your back. It also could be in a very strategic energy, navigating, right? Maybe like the energy of being on like a battlefield, having to really be watchful and watch where you step, watch where you go, being ready for anything at any moment in time. It's being on guard. And then in the future, I see the Hermit. And so the Hermit does talk about solitude. And so you may find yourself being led into the wilderness in the future here. There could be messages or guidance that will come in for you. And so this may be a time to really get quiet, get alone, go out, spend time out in nature by yourself. There may be things that Spirit might want to show you, or there may be things that Spirit might want you to experience within yourself, okay? Usually when the Hermit comes out of hermit mode, there's something that is, readily available to share or to give, right? There's something happening. There's something being given in hermit mode. And so there's a level of guidance that you come away with when you go into hermit mode and come back. Now, for the challenge, we have the Devil. This could talk about, control issues. It could talk about manipulation. It could talk about being dominated in some type of way. It could talk about addictions, right? Habits, patterns that we need to break, but we'll clarify and see what that could be. Now, the Devil also can be, there's been instances where the Devil was really being in a place where you have no limits either, right? Being unlimited with something, which does lead into that energy of obsession, or many times, addiction, but it starts somewhere, right? And usually that's not feeling like you have any restrictions, just feeling free to do whatever, however, but let's look at that. And then in the outcome, we have the Hanged Man, going back into that energy of meditation, of pause, right? So in the future, that Hermit, I feel like it's kind of like that energy still. The outcome is the Hanged Man, a greater perspective. I feel like when you come out of this, whatever this is, may in fact be bringing you to see things differently. It may in fact be leading you to see things differently. I almost felt like there was a sound that wanted to come through, but it was blotted out. It was muted. And then my voice is going out. So Aquarius, you could be, blocked for the moment. There could be something going on that's blocking your throat chakra. There could be something that's coming through that you're not quite getting. It's being muted out for some reason. So let's get some more information. I'm going to go ahead and pull out some more cards around these energies just to get more information about what's going on here with you, Aquarius, okay? And then we'll come back and we'll finish out the message. All right? Okay, Aquarius. And so overall, I feel like this is very much about maintaining control. And I don't say that in a bad way. I say that in a way of, we want to feel like we haven't lost the, the sense of what's happening, or ourselves even, And so I say that with a level of intent around you feeling like you're able to manage, right, what's happening, not losing control of the moment, right? And so in the past, this energy of strength, I feel is very significant because it shows your resilience, it shows your stamina, it shows your composure, right? It's almost like when it comes to you going after what it is that you see, not only that you want, but even for just in general, standing up, and doing something, right? You have this very passionate energy for what it is that you do. With the Queen of Cups, this is almost like a very nurturing, inviting, encompassing energy, and it almost feels like you would not only feel like you're being strong or you're working or you're creating something for yourself, but it's for everybody that would be under your guise, under your umbrella, right? It almost has like emperor-like energy, being responsible, feeling responsible for others, or being the go-to, right? With the Queen of Emotions, the Queen of Cups, and the Fool, like it feels like you've been that go-to person. You've been that energy, that very resilient energy, that energy that actually opens paths, and you would go out and create a pathway or a space, or you would be the very first to go out and do something, creating a way for others to do the same, right? It almost feels like that kind of energy, and it may in fact be attached to, you finding this level of abundance for yourself, this level of prosperity, whatever you feel like has been worth pursuing. You've done that. You've been the trailblazer for that. You've taken all of the brunts of someone who would be first to do something to open up a path for others so that they could actually follow behind you and possibly even not have to struggle the way that you had to, being the first, right? It almost feels like that kind of energy. In the whatever that was that you were standing and going after. In the current energy, we have the Seven of Swords. And with the Seven of Swords, again, this feels like strategy. It feels like a level of operation that you are operating in. It was clarified by the Five of Wands and the World. And then let me also say, Aquarius, all of your cards, except for one, has been major arcana. And so by no means is this menial task or just small energy. This is huge energy. These are big things being uncovered on this part of your path. It feels like very huge impacting things, that spirit is working through or uncovering or even helping you with here. And so with the Seven of Swords here in the current position, I feel like this is wanting to possibly operate in a high level. It feels like wanting to operate at a high level right now where you are. With the World and the Five of Wands, if there was ever any instability, it's almost like not wanting to go back there, seeing that as done. You learned the lesson, you got the t-shirt for it. We're doing bigger things now. We're operating at a higher level now. The energy of integrity comes in here with the World and the Five of Inspirations, clarifying the Seven of Swords. I feel like there's a level that you're operating in right now that may be a struggle because of you wanting to operate at a high level, right? And there could be things happening that tempts to throw you off, right? Tempts to possibly make you want to go back and pick up some old ways. But the world says that we've done that. We've already learned that. We're no longer there. Those doors are shut. We're operating in something new. And we're using those lessons as guiding posts, right? We're integrating those lessons. And so you are, in fact, operating at a higher level right now, a level of integrity. I feel like that is your point of reference as you're making decisions. Even in difficulty, right? You're still operating at this high level right now. And then looking in the future, we have the Hermit, right? Being called into possible seclusion, or it could also be feeling like you are in seclusion. You could very well be surrounded by lots of people and still feel very alone. But I feel like Spirit is pulling you into that place. Spirit has your attention. Spirit is wanting to communicate some things with you. And so that's why you feel that, or you will in the future. You'll be called into a place of aloneness with Spirit. And it's clarified by all major arcana. Again, there's so many major arcana out here, it's not even funny. And so what's being uncovered for you is actually really huge. I feel like it's a pivotal point in your journey right now. Give me 1 second. Something major is taking place for you, Aquarius. And as you move to the future in this energy of being kind of face to face with Spirit. Spirit has your complete undivided attention, right? I see the Temperance, the Tower, the High Priestess, and the Magician, right? I don't feel like you'll be in an energy where you're actually carrying forth your own plan. I feel like there's going to be a level of connection that's going to help you or allow you to operate even from a higher level of consciousness. It's almost like, and I'm hearing, doing the bidding of Spirit. That's what I'm hearing. You'll be doing the bidding of Spirit. So in the future, you may find yourself headed off into different activities, different places that you hadn't planned, because Spirit, in fact, has a plan for you, Aquarius. I feel that very strongly. Doing the bidding of Spirit. I'm hearing that. There will come a time in the future, this could be the near future, but there's something that's going to happen that's going to really set you apart. Again, as I said, it doesn't mean that you will physically be secluded, but in your spirit, in your mind, Spirit is going to have your complete attention. And it's at that point that what Spirit has for you to do will be revealed to you. Yeah. I feel like this is huge, Aquarius. Honestly, it's huge. And so moving forward, pay attention. You will be paying attention. I'm going to say that. And so now the challenge is, of course, we saw this earlier, the devil, and we discussed some of the energies that this could actually allude to. And as I clarified the devil, we have the Knight of Voices, which is the Knight of Swords, the Six of Emotions, the Page of Emotions, and the Three of Emotions. And I can't help but feel like this really feels like moving forward and having a clear understanding with this Knight of Swords on how you want to do that. And it feels like you've taken into consideration, you know, connections and relationships, you know, possible projects from the past, things that you have, you know, possible conversations I'm hearing with yourself about, like how you could have done it better, or if you could redo it, this is how you would do it. Well, you have the opportunity to do it, and the temptation is possibly to steer away from what you've learned. There's a sense of clarity that's come in around possible ways that didn't work in the past, ways that were possibly rooted around, and I'm hearing the ego self. The ego is not always bad. I feel like the ego has a lot of good purpose, like it's protecting us when needed. You know, it helps us to see the value of who we are, to protect us against being, you know, abused or taken for granted or misused or ran over, right? But then there's also places where the ego is out of balance as well. And so I feel like this could definitely be challenging, like walking in this new light according to what you've learned and the clarity that you have right now. Knowing one thing is one thing, but then doing it or walking in it is a whole nother lesson. It's a whole nother level, right? So there could be challenges happening right now around you. You've decided to turn over a new leaf, and as soon as you decide like that you're gonna go ahead and go on a diet and walk 10 miles a day, and you're gonna change your eating habits, right? Here comes somebody with your favorite dessert. You know, it's that kind of thing. Or as soon as you decide you're going to, you know, make a decision to operate in a different way as it pertains to your connections, here comes somebody trying to test your gangsta, trying to test your boundaries, right? Because they don't really feel like you really serious about this change, right? It feels a little bit like that, like being tempted, you know. But Spirit is saying, don't expect yourself to make a complete 180 overnight. Like you can make a decision like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut out all of the, you know, bad food that I'm eating, and I'm going to walk 10 miles a day. Well, that doesn't just happen overnight, right? You cut out a little bit here, cut out a little bit there, and replace it with something healthy. And you start off by just walking around the block, right? So you start off with small steps and work up to the big thing, the walking 10 miles a day, if that's your thing, right? Or if you're planning to do like a marathon, you may want to just jog, you know, maybe a mile a day to start. You don't just start with the 40-mile marathon, you know, by just doing that every day. It's something that we work up to. And it's small steps, and it's having those around you understand what it is that you are working towards, so that they can actually be, you know, sensitive to what it is that you're doing, so that they could possibly be a resource of help or assistance in you meeting that goal or making that change. And so I feel like this is definitely concerning connection, because most of the cards were cups. The only one that wasn't was the Knight of Swords, which talks about clarity around these connections. So this is some level of temptation around the connections. And because of what we've talked about down here, it feels like really wanting to, you know, move with integrity. That's important to you. Now, in the outcome, I have the Hanged Man. And this is very interesting because in the outcome, there is a change of perspective that happens. And it happens through, we have the Nine of Wands and the Two of Wands. Possibly having to, first of all, not rush into something, right? Making very deliberate, conscious decisions with the Two of Inspiration, the Two of Wands. Not feeling like you have to be in control, right? But making deliberate, conscious decisions that will possibly consider what would be best for all. You know, this Hangman position talks about coming into a greater perspective. Now I'm hearing the ringing. So part of this process may be helped. You may be getting help, possibly by if you're connected with your ancestors, right? You could possibly be getting help in that area around this. Now, also not feeling like you have to rush into things, like being able to wait, being able to see how things unfold, you know. And so there's this energy of being very patient with yourself, with others, with this process, being patient and trying to understand yourself through this process and others. And so there's a level of trust that's happening here in the outcome. And so this could be what you're gaining through this, is to trust more. There's a level of strategy that's coming here, right? Not having to feel like you have to have it, you know, happen a certain way. Releasing control and just kind of flowing, but not really flowing. That's not a good word, but releasing control, but strategizing, right? Planning, being prepared for the unexpected when it comes up, for any triggers that may come up, like thinking ahead to, you know, appropriate responses or ways that you can counteract anything that would come to offset your goal. This is giving time. And I feel, you know, like there's something that you've been waiting for, especially with this Nine of Inspiration and the Hangman, right? And then the Two of Inspiration says there's something, Aquarius, that you could be waiting for, that you have been waiting for to happen here. And you've had to really step into this energy of trust. And I feel like it's going to happen, but it's through divine timing. I feel like there's some other things that need to happen first before this, whatever you've been waiting for, happens. And sometimes things are, you know, stagnancy is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's good because it allows us to get in position to be able to receive it. Sometimes we think we're ready for something and we may not. We just may not be ready, right? But Spirit has caused this pause for a second, you know, just so that some things can be reinforced, so that we can see things a bit clearer or see the bigger picture behind it. I feel like these are some major energies out here for you, Aquarius. Big things happening for you. So let's get some last messages before we end this. And I have a loud, it's loud. It's going up there, ringing in my ear. So Spirit is going to be communicating with you. Your ancestors may in fact be trying to communicate with you. So pay attention. Listen. Spirit is communicating with you, Aquarius, heavily. All right. Any last messages for Aquarius? Okay. So you got 4 cards, Aquarius. All right. So first off, we have scavenge, right? As you can see, the bird is looking for something. This card talks about understanding, you know, the value of being able to pick up even the tiniest of things, right? When you're needing something, right? This is being in the energy of being appreciative, even of crumbs, right? Even if this bird found a little crumb, it would be like a huge blessing. And Spirit may be talking to you about that, Aquarius. Like there may in fact be small little crumbs, breadcrumbs. My ear is just ringing. It's ringing, ringing, ringing. You could be being flooded with messages if you're listening, Aquarius, because my ear is just ringing off the hook. But there could be little hints, little trails being left for you to follow. And it could be things that are very small. They seem very small and insignificant, kind of like breadcrumbs, but each hint is going to lead to something else. It's almost like a trail that you're supposed to follow. And so pay attention. I'm hearing that again. Sacred space. Ooh, that's beautiful. Sacred space. They're guarding, observing. They're guarding or observing their future. Yeah, they're guarding their future. Their eggs are their future. And so this is talking about a sacred space, and it's pointing to a nest, right? A nest is actually like your home, or, you know, it could also be something that you value. Like, what is that for you? For some people, they love nature, so it would be like the forest. For some people, it would be like the beach, right? Whatever feels like home for you, your favorite place to be, that's your sacred space. And this is the place where Spirit is pointing you to. And this is reminding me of the hermit, right? Pulling you into that sacred space where you can really get comfortable. Because when you get comfortable, you're more apt to be relaxed. All of your defenses relax, and you can hear more. You can connect better. And so you may be being pointed to a sacred space. And that sacred space could also be an inner space as well. Something that you hold dear, a belief, or a place that brings you comfort or makes you feel, you know, nurtured and cared for. A place where you can actually open up and receive, right? This is what we call the sanctuary, whatever that is for you. So receiving this card, the sacred space card, means you're being called to rejuvenate your spirit man. Right? It means it's time to reconnect on some level to healing energy. And this healing energy lies in that sacred space. Spirit is asking you to make time to connect with this space. This is going to help you center your energy and recharge your spirit and get grounded too. This is going to be a time to be grounded. That reminds me of the Hermit card. Then we have distance. Distance. Now, with distance, this is talking about stepping back, right? Kind of stepping back to see. And this reminds me of the Hangman, right? Seeing from a different perspective. When you hang upside down, you're able to see it differently. Or when you step back, sometimes we can't really see things clearly because we're all up in it, especially when it's a lot of energy moving, kind of like a storm, right? You can't see clear for being in the middle of it, but if you raise up from it or move back off of it, things seem to stand still and they seem clearer as well. Distance is calling you to step back off of something that you're in right now, something that could actually be difficult. It could feel a little confusing. It could feel frustrating. It could feel just too much, right? You're being asked to step back. You may be focusing on, too narrowly on things, right? And this could even be like nitpicky energy too. And so you're being asked to kind of step back off of something. It could be something that you're being too critical about, overly critical. And this could be things that are actually beneficial, but for some reason, because you're looking too close and you're so far up on it, like all you see is the flaws. Excuse me. So Spirit is asking you to distance yourself a little bit. Maybe just take a couple of steps back off of it for a moment, for a while. And this is going to assist you in seeing it more clearly, right? Or more gracefully is a better word. This might also be a time to kind of take a leave of absence from the situation if you can, possibly putting some distance between you and that situation. Maybe take a trip somewhere, Yeah. That also helps with releasing that level of control as well. Sometimes it's beneficial just to let things be and let them unfold as they will. In certain cases, not always, right? Like you wouldn't want to leave someone that you know is not responsible running your business, nothing like that. But be guided. Sometimes it is good to just step away and let things unfold when you're able to do that, but definitely be guided with that, okay, Aquarius? And then lastly, we have the energy coming in around battle, okay? I feel like these are very significant energies that Spirit is speaking about concerning your situation, however they resonate. But this card is talking about being territorial, right? In this picture, these two crows are fighting to maintain order within their space. There seems to be like someone, an intruder, someone who is considered to be an intruder that stepped in to a space, and the crow is actually actively defending its space from this external energy, right? And of course, all the other birds sitting back in the background like it's Friday night fights. You know, they're enjoying the drama and the entertainment. So this could speak to your situation, you know, with what's going on right now. It doesn't have to be. This could just be an energy that Spirit is pointing to that wants to be highlighted, something for you to pay attention to. If for some reason somebody's toes got stepped on, you could have been the one doing the stepping, or somebody stepped on your toes, stepped into your space uninvited. Maybe there was something that you do and someone else stepped on the scene and they started doing it and kind of feels like they stepped on your toes a little bit. Or maybe you did it. Maybe you stepped in to do something and someone else was doing it first, and it kind of feels like you popped into someone else's territory uninvited, you know, and now there's this conflict around it. So you may need to possibly, if someone is stepping in on your boundaries, right? It could be something else. You know, we're talking about boundaries here. There may need to be that energy of setting those boundaries and defending your space. Or if you are the new kid on the block, you know, that may be something that's being asserted, right, on you, right? Someone letting you know that you have overstepped your boundaries. Now, again, taking note of these birds sitting on the wires, they're not even involved, but they just watching to see, you know, which bird is going to win. You know, this could be, you know, when it comes to the situation that you're in and the battle that's brewing, right? There may not be a lot of outside support for you, you know, for either side. They're just there to see the fight. And they could be, you know, taking some type of advantage in seeing this go forth, or some disadvantage, depending on the position that they sit in. Some of them could be instigators, you know, you just never know. But I feel like those are the energies that are relevant that Spirit is bringing up. There's some level of contention here. And, you know, sometimes we can't control everything. We don't want to. It becomes a lot, you know. And so whatever is happening in this situation, Aquarius, Spirit is saying you may benefit from kind of stepping back, you know, cultivating your own personal space, releasing things that you cannot control. However, right, there is a need to protect your space and your boundaries where it is needed, right? But there's a level of integrity, a level of discernment needed here. And a lot of that is here, okay? Spirit is leaving messages. My ear has been ringing off the hook. I feel like Spirit is pouring out messages for you, Aquarius. And so take this how it resonates, okay? There's a lot here to chew on, right? You need to go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. There may be more information that you may have missed the first time. I feel like Spirit has said a lot here. And so thank you so much for stopping by, Aquarius. I appreciate you so very much. It has been LettiSpeaks. If you're new here, please take a moment to like, share, comment. If it resonated, subscribe. Also, if you feel like you are resonating with the energies on this page, we would love to have you to be a part of the collective here. And so thank you so much for stopping by. It has been LettiSpeaks, and until next time, take care of yourself, Aquarius, and make sure you go and get in that sacred space. That will make all of the difference. I promise you. Okay? Until next time, Aquarius, I will talk to you later. Bye.